Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 Morning News.
Good Sunday morning to you. It is 10:30, looking live over the harbor now as that sun peeks out. We're in for a scorcher. But thanks for being with us this June 11th. I'm Taylor Stewart. Let's get right to your forecast. Meteorologist Amy Aronson. It's been warming up pretty quickly this morning.
Yeah, it's happening fast. And because of the heat that's building today, we're looking at some extra ozone in the atmosphere. And that's actually leading to another air quality alert, code orange for the Baltimore area. That means if you have any issues breathing, limit your time outside. This is not due to wildfire smoke this time, more just due to the heat that's building. And we are warming up fast. Westminster already at that 80-degree mark, mid-70s in Cockeysville, upper 70s already in Baltimore. Well on our way to that 90-degree mark. So as you plan out your day, plan on a way to stay cool. Temperatures will be pretty toasty today. Nothing but sunshine through the afternoon with highs headed to the upper 80s to near 90. Now come tomorrow, it's not going to be this hot. And that's because I'm tracking a new weather maker. I've got an updated look at the timeline of that and when we'll see some thunderstorms from that system in just about 10 minutes. Taylor?
All right, we're coming on the air here with some breaking news this morning, taking a live look over Philadelphia, where part of Interstate I-95 in northeast Philly has collapsed. Now, it happened at 6 o'clock this morning. Authorities say a tanker truck caught fire underneath this overpass moments before it came down. Not many details have been released by police on this incident, and no word yet as to the injuries. Right now, all lanes in both directions are shut down as police urge drivers to avoid this stretch of I-95. We'll keep you updated. In a city in crisis, Baltimore police have another homicide investigation on their hands, this time in southwest Baltimore, not far from the West Side Shopping Center. Police say around 5 o'clock yesterday evening, they found a man who had been shot in the chest multiple times on Ashton Street in the Carrollton Ridge neighborhood. The man has not been identified, and there's no word as to a suspect as of yet. We want to take you into a decades-long struggle in Baltimore, taming the unrelenting gun violence that some are calling an epidemic that this year has been ruthless against the city's youngest residents. Now, this past week, Fox 45 witnessed hundreds of students graduate. But that's not a reality for at least 10 students who lost their lives this year due to gun violence. Addressing the youth crime crisis has been a daunting issue for the city, especially the police department. Now, this week, Commissioner Harrison announced he's stepping down, saying that's the best decision for the city. So with the new top cop, will next school year be any different or any safer when it comes to youth violence? Vincent Hill has more.
High school graduation, a day to reflect on the past and look to the future.
Let's go, Mervo, class of 2020.
Today at Mervo High School, countless teens taking their next steps. But for 17-year-old Jeremiah Brogdon, today never came.
This happened while students were exiting the school. This happened while school police were outside in the yard with the students.
Gunned down just outside the school after an argument with another student. Fast forward to January.
School police were very quick to arrive on the scene, also began to render life-saving measures and first aid to the 5 victims.
5 Westside High School students shot just across the street at the Edmondson Shopping Center. 16-year-old Deontay Dorsey killed. By mid-March, 7 Baltimore City School teens shot and killed.
What we know right now is that this young male victim is, in fact, a student at Patterson High School.
Including 16-year-old Patterson High student Isaiah Carter. With the new school year now months away, Baltimore's new acting commissioner, Richard Worley.
That's the biggest thing that is really we've struggled with as a city is a lot of young men and women are being shot in their streets.
Acknowledging the youth crime crisis.
A lot of young people are ending up with guns in their hands.
At this week's announcement, Worley not promising many changes to fighting crime.
Continue the work that we've been doing for the last 4.5 years.
However, law enforcement analyst Melissa Pinkleton.
Baltimore has a chance to capitalize on this.
Says policies like GVRS and Safe Streets have failed when it comes to keeping teens safe. And with the new commissioner, needs to come new changes.
If you get somebody in there who is just going to toe whatever line's been towed for the last 5 years, you can't ignore the fact that Baltimore is down 500 officers, is having shootings every weekend, has a problem with their juveniles.
Now that brings us to our question of the day. Do you have confidence in Richard Worley to address the youth violence that we're seeing? So far, 60% of voters say no. You can weigh in right now at foxbaltimore.com/chime in. From youth crime to poor education outcomes, leaders with the NAACP are hosting a conference this week to meet with educators throughout the state to address poor academic performance, particularly when it comes to the state's black students. The academic achievement of black and brown students reaching an inflection point across the state. Now, the Maryland NAACP wants to meet with public school leaders next week to improve what they call the critical status of African American students. On Monday, the group released this public statement saying it's attempted to work with state and local education agencies to remedy the dreadful education circumstances for African American children in public schools.
The reality of public education, as you know, for the state, triggered the letter.
NAACP Maryland chapter president joining FOX45 Morning News to discuss the situation that, according to the NAACP, is intolerable and getting worse with ripple effects.
And the concern came out of years of challenges that come with African American students being at the very bottom of everything. And that's a concern for everyone, because that stimulates the reality of what happens with crime, what happens with all these issues that are not directly related to education.
The statement lays out lagging academic achievement, students graduating without necessary proficiency, and a breakdown in school discipline when it comes to black and brown students across the state. All symptoms of an overarching issue President Flowers says it's time to get to the bottom of.
We should be searching for the root cause. There should be some strategy to look at the front end situations that create these challenges that students have in the public schools when it comes to test scores, when it comes to the details of how they interact with discipline issues, when it comes with who can be identified for special support, IEPs.
That's the goal of Thursday's conference. Get all Maryland school leaders, superintendents, and educators in the room to discuss what is in fact contributing to the trend of lagging school performance, particularly in predominantly African American school districts like Prince George's County and Baltimore City, two districts with the state's lowest graduation rates.
The goal should be not to look in the macro, to be so upset or concerned about what happens on the back end, but how and what best method for each school district to get nestled into what an individual child and their family needs as supports.
Flowers says it's time to peel back the layers and get some definitive answers and solutions because, he says, black students have for too long been left behind.
It's all hands on deck. Anyone who walks into the school or concerned about the school is an educator. Everyone plays a role. If we work like that in these times.
Now, that conference takes place this upcoming Thursday and Friday. Registration information is on our website, foxbaltimore.com. Many of the concerns raised by the NAACP are also cited in a lawsuit filed against the city of Baltimore, the school system, rather. Now, it captured the attention of civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who joined that lawsuit in July of last year after it was first filed by Baltimore residents Giovanni and Shawanda Patterson. The Pattersons claim the city's misusing tax dollars because students are not getting properly educated. In November of 2022, a judge denied the city's motion to dismiss this lawsuit, allowing the case to move forward. Former President Donald Trump speaking out a day after he's been charged on 37 federal indictment charges. After the break, we take a look at how this case could unfold.
And we are nearing that 90-degree mark today for the second time this season. The heat's not going to last long. I'll let you know what brings it to an end tomorrow in a couple of minutes. It's 10:38. You're watching Fox 45 Morning News.
Former President Donald Trump making his first public appearance since his indictment on 37 federal charges. Now, he spoke yesterday afternoon at a Republican convention in Georgia. The former president once again asserting his innocence and blaming the charges on bias in the Justice Department.
This vicious persecution is a travesty of justice.
Now, those 37 counts stem from an investigation into his handling of classified documents after he left the White House. The charges include obstruction, conspiracy, and making false statements to investigators.
As far as the joke of an indictment, it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing for this country. I mean, the only good thing about it is it's driven my poll numbers way up. Can you believe it?
Now, Trump made a second appearance in North Carolina at the state GOP convention. At that same convention, former Vice President Mike Pence said he's deeply troubled by the federal government's prosecution of his former boss.
Former President of the United States facing an unprecedented indictment by a Justice Department run by the current President of the United States and a potential political rival.
Well, Trump says he will not plead guilty at his scheduled arraignment. That's happening on Tuesday at a federal courthouse in Miami. Stay with Fox 45 News on air and online at foxbaltimore.com for the very latest. Baltimore celebrating cultures with a new event in the county. We'll have a look inside the first Afro Beats Festival. And if you heard music from the Inner Harbor yesterday, you were not hallucinating. Coming up, we'll have some of the highlights from the 6th annual Flotilla. You're watching Fox 45 Morning News, all local, all morning. All right, in today's consumer news, do you have some extra money in your Venmo or your Cash App? If so, it may not be as safe as you think it is. Cassie Arsenault from our Sinclair affiliate in Cincinnati lets you know how you can keep your savings safe.
Okay, so you're a Cash App guy.
You have a Cash App guy.
Okay, let's see how much.
I have
okay.
$3.
$3.86.
Yeah.
Oh, he does. $67. $33.82.
13 cents.
13 cents? Well, I love that for you. It's not going to buy you a thing. Oh, $12.
This is how I pay my daughters for their gas.
$2.92. $2.92. Let's see this Venmo app of yours. Wow. He's rolling in it. $342 just sitting in his Venmo account.
Is that bad?
Yes.
In today's market, I think we have all discovered that anything is a possibility.
We sought out 24 people here at Local 12 and asked to look at their payment apps. Monica Eaton, the CEO of Chargeback 911, which helps recover lost revenue, says that Ross in creative services might run into a problem if another crisis, like the recent failure of Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, and Republic Bank happens. And that's because the funds sitting in your app are most likely uninsured deposits because they aren't in a traditional bank account.
Oh, zero. She wins. She's safe. She's safe.
Out of 24 people at Local 12, only 7 had money lingering in their payment applications. The others, well, they're on the right track.
Do you have any?
Got no money on there, though.
Another $0 girl. But you're actually smart by not letting it sit in there.
With that said, some funds may be eligible for pass-through insurance coverage. For example, if someone has a PayPal savings account, they would have deposit insurance through PayPal's partner bank. But a general PayPal account is not covered by insurance.
If you use it, you're using it to transfer money. It's not a savings account. It's not designed to be a savings account. And so just remind yourself to transfer those funds out, and you'll just be in a much more safer place because you won't be a target.
Why do you keep it in there like that?
Why do I keep? Because I figure someday I'll use it.
Okay, so you don't really care to put it in your bank account. Okay.
Well, I will now.
Yeah.
Because of what you just told me. But
Cassie Arsenault, Local 12 News.
All right, thanks, Cassie. One report says consumers are more likely to stop dining out during times of high inflation. Management consulting company Alex Partners says restaurant diners are shifting from buying cheaper items on the menu when they go out to eat to just not going out at all. According to government data, restaurant prices in April were up more than 8% compared to this time last year. Those prices are also rising faster than grocery cost. And if you do go out to eat, you might find that one menu staple is hurting your wallet. Pasta is still battling high prices despite a drop in inflation prices in Italy. An Italian Pasta Producer Association says the price of a 17 ounce of pasta is up 15% compared to April of 2022. The Italian Consumer Rights Association has requested an official investigation into pasta inflation prices. And even if you're cutting back on pasta lately, a new study says your loved ones might be the source of packing on some pounds. University of Surrey researchers say that if you're trying to engage in weight loss or even eating healthy, those closest to you may consciously or subconsciously be derailing your efforts because they're threatened by change and may not welcome it. The researchers say during a weight loss journey, having a support group can be an essential tool to reach that goal. Well, today might be a good day to just kick off that journey and take a little walk outside, but definitely going to need the water bottle. Meteorologist Amy Aronson will tell you why.
Yeah, you're going to be sweating it out today. We've only had one 90-degree day so far this year. Looks like we'll tack on another one today. On average, we see about 30 a season. Last year, for example, well above that with 48 in the books. Today, we're well on our way to that 90-degree mark, already at 78, very, very warm. Mostly cloudy right now, not dealing with any winds. We are facing some extra ozone concentrations, so you may deal with some poor air quality because of that, not necessarily from the wildfire smokes. But we are tracking a weather maker on the way, and that's going to send us relief from the heat, but also send us some much-needed rain. Say hello to our next weather maker. It's to our west. It's working its way our direction. We will start to see increasing clouds from that system today as it gets closer and closer to us, but I think that chance for rain is going to hold off until tomorrow. So let's track temperatures plus rain chances. Today it's all about the heat. We get close to that 90-degree mark today in a lot of spots. And then here come the showers. They will trickle in overnight through Monday morning. Most of the rain comes Monday afternoon through Monday evening. You'll notice some heavier rain at times along with some scattered thunderstorms too. Right now it looks like the main threat for severe weather stays south and east of here. That being said, we could briefly encounter some downpours and some gusty winds. All the showers, all the storms should wrap up by sunset, so by 8 o'clock, and after that, we're drying things out again. Here's a look at how much rain we're expecting. A quick look at the updated numbers shows about a ½ an inch in a lot of locations, and that rain would help us out considering we are still in moderate drought conditions right now in the Baltimore area. Not expecting any rain today, though, at Camden Yards. If you're headed out to that game, make sure you are drinking lots and lots of water. Also, don't forget your sunscreen. We've got sunshine first pitch with temperatures in the mid and upper 80s, and we are nearing 90 degrees by the time that game wraps up. Then maybe you're coming home and grilling. Going to be a nice warm evening for that. Not quite as toasty tonight. Temperatures will be falling back into the low 80s and then upper 70s after sunset. Here comes the rain tomorrow. Showers and storms on Monday. That knocks our temperatures down. We're back close to 80 degrees. Low 80s on Tuesday, nice and dry. And then on Wednesday, another chance for some spotty showers. Temperature-wise, we're going to stay pretty consistent this week and stay near average with highs in the low 80s then, too. A quick look at your 7-day forecast shows beyond the chance for rain tomorrow and Wednesday, not much rain in our 7-day forecast. Temperatures will stay warm all week long, mid-80s Thursday, Friday through next weekend. Taylor?
All right, trending now. HunFest took over Hampton and North Baltimore yesterday. It was a celebration of the warmth and the affection of the working women in Charm City. Photojournalist Casey Fair shows us the boas and the beehives.
Okay, Hans. We're at the HunFest down on West 36th Street in Hampton.
I've been here since 11 o'clock this morning. I bring my chair, I relax, and I watch the passing parade of people.
Hey, Hans!
And I've been coming here for at least 25 years.
And this has been my mom and I's tradition to come here ever since I was 2.5.
They have everything going on here.
And I think the ladies are beautiful with their hair.
How's my beehive look?
We're the best looking Huns out there.
And we like seeing all the local artists, and there's good food, and it's just fun.
I like to go to the dancing.
Wheel on around and go. You pass through, touch 1/4, go.
And I also love the Hun contest. Everybody is here.
Oh, I'm not a Hun. I said I'm going down there and see what this is all about, and I'm glad I did. We need these kind of activities. Happy HunFest!
While hundreds of paddlers hit the water yesterday morning for the Baltimore flotilla, kayaks, canoes, paddleboarders all floated in the harbor to show support for a clean and accessible Baltimore harbor. Halfway through, boaters were treated to some live music from Baltimore-based band Thrill Killer, and they're performing on a floating stage with Mr. Trash Wheel. This is the flotilla's 6th year in running. Well, we've got a warm week ahead, but there are some showers on the way. Meteorologist Amy Aronson is going to let you know when you'll need to break out that umbrella in her 7-day forecast. That's just ahead. Well, if you missed it, maybe you can catch it next year in Baltimore County, the first ever Afro Soul Festival. It was organized by the five-star Women of Color, and they say the festival is a fusion of African, Caribbean, and American culture. The all-day event took place in Owingsville, and it was free to the public.
And what a beautiful day they had for that. That
yeah.
trend will continue today for anything happening outside. Little warm out there, but we can handle it. It's the start of the summer season, right? Looks pretty warm out there already. We are heating up quickly. We make a run for near 90 degrees today. Enjoy it, because come tomorrow, some showers and storms move through. We do need the rain, though, so that's beneficial to us. So we'll take any rain we can get. Highs will be in the not as hot upper 70s. And then for the remainder of the week, it looks quieter. I know a lot of kids wrapped up school last week, so this week means the start of summer camps. Indoor stuff on Monday, but the rest of the week, I think, better for outdoor activities. Looking at low 80s on Tuesday. Some spotty showers midweek with highs also in the low 80s. After that, it's going to be nice and warm for the second half of the week. So mid 80s Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Rain chances look pretty minimal right now heading into next weekend, but I am including a chance for at least a stray shower Friday and Saturday, too. And summer officially not that far away. Summer solstice coming up in like 10 days now.
And we've already had 2 90s potentially. I mean, that's just...
It's the start of it.
We're here. We're here. Thanks for joining us here at Fox 45 Morning News. We're back tonight at 10 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of your day and your week.